Hey y'all, it's FastFox90, and I'm here today to give you my second ever V2 rocket and kind of explain how it all went down, because it is with the most obscure class setup, with the most obscure map that sucks, and I can't believe I got a V2 rocket. I was really popping off, and I was really facing against some noobs again, which was very beneficial, but I felt like all the elements were really not with me to actually get a V2 rocket, because I hate USS Texas. It's the most polarizing map I've ever played. It's the most unfair map, one-sided map ever, with its narrow lanes, just small corridors, and just lacking of creativity. With most of these maps, I would say, but with also the M1 Garand, and also M1 Garand just being, not a weapon that's used a lot, but this variant, I forget which variant it is, but the iron sights are so flush. They're so clean. I wish every iron sight had these iron sights, because they're so pretty, and they work so well. And so basically my class setup is basically resupplying from the bouncy baddies from Expeditionary, and the great thing about it is that you basically, once you get a kill with bouncy betties, you can resupply another bouncing betty. So you basically almost never run out of bouncy betties if you play your cards right. And the tacticals, I really don't care about the tacticals. They're a load of garbage, and they're kind of more so just to make sure that there's no one there. I don't use them. They never give me an advantage besides that. So basically, my thought process always in USS Texas is basically getting to that center of the map, because if the other team pushes you to the center of the map, or pushes you just to spawn kill you on your side of the map, you're pretty much screwed. They can just completely overrun you and just pressure you, so the fact that you can never even get close to the middle area or to B. So it's very important just to basically suicide bomb your way into that area, to this middle area. And what I like to do is put the bouncy betties in two specific spots. One is upstairs, where I was just at, and I embarrassingly died. I promise you, this gameplay gets better. And also on the entrance of the bottom floor to the middle area from their point. And these people, wow, they did not see the whole strategy, I guess. They kept on playing sucker to the idea that they never thought that I was just resupplying my bouncing betties, and they just kept on running into those rooms and dying. And half my kills on this gameplay is just running back and forth from the dead bodies getting killed from my bouncing betties, and just resupplying them and re-putting them down. I think there's multiple times from this gameplay where I just started laughing, because I'm just in utter disbelief that this is an actual strategy for USS Texas. The fact that I can just run back and forth from bouncing betty to bouncing betty to get kills and just resupply. And I literally think 15 kills were from the bouncing betties, and thank God they kind of count towards the V2 rocket, because I don't think I would have ever gotten the V2 rocket if it wasn't for the bouncing betties counting. And it's a very cheap, like I said, it's a super cheap way to get a V2 rocket. It's probably the cheapest thing you'll ever see, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate in the comment section, like, oh my gosh, that is the suckiest way to get a V2 rocket. You don't deserve it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't. And you know what? I'm not that good at this game, so I'm gonna completely take advantage of a broken system. And I'm fine with that. I can't do well. Another thing that was really doing well for me was the M1911. I think this was one of the few games, the first few games I started using the M1 Garand into the M1911. The M1911 is a two-shot from up close, so it can beat out some SMGs, it can beat out some shotguns if they're just inaccurate. In the beginning, I started putting it on the downstairs, and I found that becoming very ineffective, because I felt like people would run through the downstairs. In this gameplay, I guess the people just sucked, and they were just kind of walking around, and they weren't really paying attention to the bouncing betties or whatnot. But later I realized that the upstairs is probably a better route to do. And yeah, to get back to the M1911, it's so nice. It is the best pistol. I think it's better than the more commonly used machine pistol, just because the machine pistol is just, you can only get like, say, maybe 1 or 2 kills max if you're really accurate in hitting all your shots. But then 1911, especially with extended mags, you can get like 3 or 4 kills just because it's a 2-shot, and it's pretty accurate. I had to get used to the iron sights, but you know, hip firing is pretty nasty because it's just a pistol. And this was one of my most fun class setups that I used. Just that was kind of wacky and new. And I've recently changed it. It's not part of my class setups anymore, but I might go back to it. I've just been fiddling around trying to find some new classes, some new guns to wet my beacon, because this guy got completely turned up. That's the power of the M1911. I was just, again, popping off with that bad boy. And again, the strategy is to you know, go around with the bouncing betties, keep on resupplying from them, and kind of staying alive, making sure I'm not doing anything like exposing myself too much to the enemy, and kind of just peeking and really playing like the biggest wimp and playing scared, because USS Texas, like I said, is just so awful. Sometimes, you know, you get the advantage, and then sometimes you get completely overran and completely bombarded, and you can't even move from your point. And it's just, it's one of the most non-fun maps I've ever played when it goes to that, and it's one of my least favorite maps. And that's why I think it's even more special, the fact that I got a V2 rocket, because I never thought on this terrible map I was going to get it. And it was all thanks to the M1911 and the M1 Grand. You know, the M1 Grand being a 2-shot from anywhere really was surprising to see. I've seen, I don't know if they buffed it or what, but it was definitely feeling a lot nicer, especially with those iron sights. I don't like putting red dots on my guns because I think it's a wasted slot. I feel like you should be able to be accurate with the iron sights, because the other attachments are there to improve the gun in some way, like performance-wise. Look at the M1911. Oh my gosh, I was going hysterical over just the sheer amazingness of the M1911. I ran out of ammo. Like, I was running out of ammo with the secondary. That is so ridiculous. Obviously, one strategy to really counteract my cheap strategy is just to throw grenade check that area. But they weren't doing that. I don't know what this team was doing. Again, they were probably just noobs, and also my strategy is very kinda different, so I'm sure they didn't expect that type of strategy. And I'm gonna be quiet once the V2 rocket to show you my reaction, because I honestly was just bewildered. I was shocked that this was happening. And one thing that I was also just very kind of shocked at was just kind of, you know, again, it's the idea that when I'm not really paying attention to how good I'm doing, I do really good. But when I start recognizing, oh my gosh, I might be close to a V2 rocket, that's where I start sucking and I will choke. I guess it's just performance anxiety. I think I do have that. Probably it's a real thing. And the fact that I was just completely unaware and I was just completely focused on the game was really doing me well. And here it comes.
Oh, the V2! No way! Yes! Yes! Oh my god, the V2! What the Let's call it in. Let's actually call it in. Yes! The cheapest V2. Bye, y'all. Oh. Yes! 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 Oh man.
And there it is again, my girlish shrill of a voice when exclaiming, I just got a V2 rocket. Hopefully I get another one and you guys can hear some more. More girl screams. But it just goes to show you, if anything, y'all, from watching this video, that you too, if you haven't gotten one, get a V2 rocket, because that one was probably 90% Bouncy Betties for my kills. And you can just easily resupply them and put them in hot spots, expert locations. You gotta go to Bouncy Betty school to really maximize the Bouncing Betty's placement and kill ratio. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed. That's it for me, y'all, in this video. I hope you all enjoyed watching me get the cheapest V2 rocket. Hopefully you learned something about how you could get one yourself. And I hope to see y'all in the next video. I'm FastBox90. If you want to follow me on Twitch, I'm at FastBox4490. And I hope to see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all, and have a good morning. And in case I don't see you, have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye, y'all.
High five, thank you. Holy crap. I'd like to thank everyone in this lobby for giving me a V2. Oh.